Hey guys, Ravenclaw here, and today we are going to sort of do a behind the scenes of our story mode, our WoW movie, whatever you want to call it. I was asked to sort of go over a few techniques and how do I do what I do, and so I thought, why not? We can do sort of keep a, as I do the things, I can do a behind the scenes. How did I do it? What did we do? And that way it'll also allow you guys to give me some ideas that you want to add to the thing, where I should move some stuff, what should I do? But first things first, I was asked how did I get the animations and stuff. Now, I did use some of the standard animations that come from Blizzard, but I also do the custom facial things as well. Now, things that I don't like, if I made this rig here, by rig I just made the controls. You see all these little things around Raven and this big box here. Now, what they are for are simply to sort of allow me to manipulate and animate the character with ease. They're known as controllers. Okay, so you can grab his fingers and go blah 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 blah. You know, you get the idea. Okay, now what I will show you, this big thing over here is for my facial expressions. So this big star in front of his face is for his eyes, so you can see that they are looking wherever this goes, just to give that ease of access, or however you want to name it. So if I just go ahead now and hide this, right? We'll be going into Stormwind in a sec, so I can show you where I'm up to on that. I've made a lot of progress. Okay. Now if I go here, and I'll show you what these controls do. Okay, so over here it allows me to move his eyebrows. So it's like, oh no. I'm sorry, I get carried away. So this is for his mouth, so you can see he's like, and he's pressing them together, you know, in, out, big kiss, gonna give you a kiss. So this is for his mouth, make him happy, sad, in, and we can go. I have a lot of fun when I animate. So, and this is for his mouth. He goes, hello, hello, ba ba ba. And all these things, these triangles in front of his face, so I can manually move things to where I want if I don't like the way it's coming out. I think I animated the blink. I don't think I've. Oh, yeah. So the blink works. So you can do quick sort of da 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 da. You can sort of keep it down here. Whatever. You understand where I'm coming from. Okay, so that's pretty much all I do to, get the facial things done. And when we start doing like close scenes in the movie, that's what I'll be using. All right, so from here, someone also wanted to know what normal maps were. Okay, because I mentioned earlier that I was going to add normal maps to Stormwind to make it look more realistic. So what I'll do is we'll go to the beginning, put the scene on, right? So let's just make a little box here. Okay, so go like that, and cool. All right, so, okay, sorry, cut out there. So in 3D modeling, what you'll do is you have the mesh. Okay, so that's the base. So you saw that box? The box is what's known as a mesh. Okay, so we've got characters, their meshes, things like that. Okay, now we'll put a texture on the top. So this in WoW, you'll see, let's say Stormwind, the front gates. So you've got the meshes, which are the body of it. They'll have a texture on the front to make it, look like it's supposed to. But a normal map is the depth, right? It gives the texture depth. Sort of, I'll show you in a sec. So you look at these bumps here, right? So if we look at them like this, you don't see anything. If I put on shading, nothing, doesn't change. We can't see any sort of detail. So what we can do is if we go inside here, let's go back, go down to maps. Let's go into the bump map. I'll bring up this, put in that. Okay. We'll go back up here. Now, if we do this, okay, so you can see now that there's, I don't know if you can see that, but you can see that there's more details to it. So if I close that off, there's nothing. If I put the bump map back on, you can see now all the small details have, you know, see on the side here, you can see wherever the shadow is. It adds, it tells the you know, the light information. So if there's a crack, you'll see a little bit of cracks. It shouldn't be able to be seen this close, but you get the idea. Now, obviously this is on a flat plane. If it was back on its proper model, it'll look a lot better. So maybe if I can put a light in here, you might be able to see it a bit better. So if I just grab this little puppy, put him here, bring over here, and we move him around, you should be able to see now a little bit better of the detailing. So you can see there. So if we move it over here, it's sort of pretty flat on, but you can't really see. Remove the bump map, put it back on. You look, notice around, let me just zoom in for you here. Okay, notice around this area here. Removes, you can see how flat that is. Adds that depth to it. So that's what I'll be doing to Stormwind to make it look realistic. But yeah, gives a cool little effect. Alright, so what we'll do now is we'll jump into Stormwind and we'll have a look at where we've gotten to. So once it all loads up and renders in, I'll be back. Alright guys, here we are, and this is where I'm at so far. Okay, so you've got to excuse me, this is going to lag out a little bit because there's a lot of information here and I've got a lot of things sort of running on at the moment. But I just wanted to take you for a tour of where I'm up to at the moment. Now, okay, it looks a bit dodgy at the moment. You'll notice that the trees are all weird looking and they've got squares for leaves and stuff, but that's not a problem. What it is you have your texture like I just mentioned, but you also have what's known as an alpha map. So when it renders, it's sort of like an outline to get rid of. So when you're texturing, they'll be able to do their details, and when the render hits it, that information will disappear just to show the nice leaves. And I'll show you that in a sec. But let me just get down to the front of Stormwind. We'll go to the front gates. Now, as you can see here, this is what I was talking about, the alpha map or the opacity map. It's got the black. Anything that's black will disappear. I'll render it out so I can show you. Yeah, it's fine. Okay, that turned out very dark for some reason. Let's have a look here. Okay, sorry about that. I don't know what happened. The renderer just did not want to work. I think it's because of the lighting that I set before, and because I took it off for the video, it's now all weird. So it doesn't matter, I fixed it all up and we are back. Okay, so back to what I was talking about. Now the leaves and stuff. So if I get down to, oh sorry, not the leaves, we were talking about the lights, weren't we? So let's move in, we'll just center this out. I forgot that was part of the whole other scene. It's lagging a little bit at the moment, which is very frustrating when you're trying to edit all this stuff, which you can understand. Need to just center it on the town here. That should be better. Oh, the lag. Okay, so you can see the lights here, and you see that map there. So if we go up and render this out, yes, continue, it's fine. You'll notice that the lights are fine, and you'll see just a sort of a little glow behind. Now, what I'll do for the movies is I'll actually add lights to all these, so it actually lights up the walkway. Let me just zoom out a bit if it wants to work here. Okay, so let's just take a little bit of a quick look here. Any second now. I need to shut down all these processes I've got going on. Let's have a quick look and see what it looks like at the moment. Let's try and do the whole city. Whereabouts? That should be good right there. Okay, so let's go ahead and render this out, see what it looks like. Ah. There we go. Looking pretty good. Now this is with default lighting, so there's no actual shading or anything like that yet. I'll do that when it comes to, you know, showtime. But yeah, so we've got the scene ready. I've got to still put in the, you know, the bits and pieces here, like I'm missing some ground, missing some water. Now, the water is going to be, I'm going to have to sort of hand make the water. And it's not hard, it's easy to do, to replicate, yeah, remake. Now, what I was talking about before about immortalizing you guys was, so you've got the statues here. So I haven't put the statues in. So I'll be able to make sort of statues of your models on the front gates, you know, anywhere that there's like supposed to be a statue or something like that, that's where I'll be putting you guys. So that way, you know, in each sort of episode that we do, you'll be showing up there. Now, I'll also, if you don't want to be a statue, maybe you want your character to work in one of the shops. Maybe you want to be the auctioneer or the banker, or I don't know, work for the king. You can tell me, and that's where you'll be placed. And you know, we'll interact with different characters along the way, and yeah, we'll come up with it as we go. But I'm just sort of getting the scenes sort of set up at the moment. Now, if this renders back out, let's put this on. So yeah, so that's where I'm up to at the moment. It's coming in pretty nicely. I've set up all the tree. Now, I just want to make this very clear. I didn't make these models, okay? All these models you see and the textures and stuff, I didn't make them. They're actually from Blizzard. They're, you know, Blizzard's models and textures and stuff. I just put them all back together in my own, in 3ds Max. And that way I'm able to then use it to make our machinimas and movies and everything else like that. So yeah, it's going to be pretty fun. We've got a lot of ideas that I want to do, and a lot of you have really taken to it, which is awesome. And I can't wait to, you know, start shooting the first scene. You know, there's going to be a lot of voice actors and stuff like that. So yeah, and another thing too, we can replicate battle scenes that have happened. You know, we can have Deathwing come back to Stormwind, and we've got to defend the city, and a lot of these cool sort of things that have happened, but with our own twist to it. I think, you know, we can, I don't know, there's just so many things we can do, and I could sit here and talk about it for hours and hours and hours. But yeah, the best thing to do is, I just wanted to show you guys a bit of behind the scenes of what we're doing and how it's all going, just to keep you up to date. Now, if you have any ideas or anything like that, leave them below in the comments, and that way I can sort of add them in as I'm, you know, recreating the world. Now, I'm obviously going to be doing it in little chunks, because you can understand that this is a lot of information in one place. So it's going to be, you know, if I had a super fast computer, that'd be awesome, but that's just not the case right now. But we'll work with what we've got. But yeah, so anyway, leave a like on the video if you are excited for this new series to come about. And let me know in the comments if you have any ideas, or if you want to be part of it. So a bunch of you already let me know, so I am getting your models, and I'm going to animate them and stuff like that and put you in. But yeah, and if you're new to the channel and you want to be part of our awesome little team we've got going on here, hit that subscribe button. I'd love for everyone to join up. And yeah, I guess until next time, guys, we'll see you in the next video. Bye.